Welcome to Mo's World, the baseball podcast. We're excited to bring you our latest episode. Your feedback is important to us, so please feel free to share your comments.
Awesome.
If you enjoy the podcast, spread the word to your friends. In our 12th episode of Season 2, let's dive into who are the fans of MLB. Yeah, right? Now, I've mentioned many times that I've been a fan of baseball my entire life. As a kid, we grew up with baseball. We played all during the summer. We collected baseball cards, and we even put the shitty ones in our spokes on our bikes to sound cool. And we played in Little League. And that's basically how you grew up to love the game. Now, I get a kick out of statistics. You know, it shows, especially the ones that show who the fans are of today's game. And the most significant change in how people consume information and entertainment over the past 10, 15 years has been the rise of social media. Now, interestingly, data from Statistica shows that Major League Baseball followers are notably younger than your typical audiences on social media platforms. I kind of find this, I was surprised, I'll be honest with you. Now, on Instagram, 71% of Major League Baseball followers are under the age of 35. And that's compared to 61% of Instagram's overall U.S. user base. On Twitter, 66% of Major League Baseball followers are under 35. And then, while only 46% of Twitter's entire U.S. base falls in that same age category. Now, the median age of followers on MLB's social media platforms is between 25 and 34 years old. So, Major League Baseball play the app? You know, have you opened up the MLB app to play some games and stuff like that? You know, it offers users free play to predictive games like Beat the Streak, which is my personal favorite. I mean, I love that game. Beat the Streak. That is awesome. And they give great friggin' prizes out, too. I mean, you can win a day, a week, a year subscription to MLB TV. That's awesome, you know? Well, that has a median age of 35 years old. So that's pretty awesome as well. So the median age of followers on every Major League Baseball social platform is about 25 to 34 years old. So that's pretty wild. And I've wondered if the younger fans are as immersed in Major League Baseball as, say, I was. So, the broadcast audience. Wow. I'm going to give you a bit from the past. The Nielsen ratings. Now, that's a name that envisions a family sitting around a TV from the 50s in my mind. Nielsen ratings, they're based on an electronic measuring device that was placed in the homes of individuals who agreed to participate in a panel. Now, that doesn't hold the same significance it once did, but a Nielsen rating and a Nielsen family used to be huge. I mean, incredibly huge. Now, digital television consumption is experiencing significant growth, right? We've talked about that a lot. Now, for example, MLB.TV is the league's subscription streaming service. And it's exceeded 10 billion minutes of watch time this season alone, putting it on track to surpass last year's record by 11%. Now, MLB has identified that its digital audience is getting younger and younger. The average age of an MLB TV subscriber has decreased from 48 to 44 since 2018, with subscription numbers increasing by 8 to 10% year over year. We all know that this is an awesome value and an option as well. Now, among the audience for MLB Originals, which is, I think that one's mostly viewed on YouTube, and about 95% of that falls in the range of about 13 to 34. And additionally, 79% of the views for this program, like Celebrity Sluggies, they come from viewers under the age of 35. And on YouTube, 46% of all Major League Baseball views are from viewers under 35. So it's interesting how Major League Baseball is attacking different age groups on different platforms, even when we don't even realize it. Now, even with the traditional broadcast landscape, it's crucial to recognize that baseball's appeal to the young fans at the regional level. Now, regional sports network ratings among viewers aged 25 to 54, that's increased about 4% this year compared to the previous year, with most baseball games drawing more than double the attendance of other primetime entertainment. So is baseball getting younger? Well, if you look at the youth participation in baseball and softball, interesting. The registration numbers for Little League, they don't really provide any complete picture of youth participation trends. Now, with the popularity of travel ball now, I feel that this isolates a lot of kids from the game. But money talks, right? It's been noticed that wiffle ball and casual catch is on the rise. But these aren't always well documented. So according to data from the Sports and Fitness Industry Association, baseball and softball together are the most participated sports in the United States among kids aged 6 to 12. And there's over 6.5 million participants, according to the Sports and Fitness Industry Association's latest report. Now, in 4 out of the last 6 years, baseball and softball has been ranked as the most participated team sport. And before the pandemic, casual participation in baseball was about 90%. And I found that interesting because I just didn't know anymore how popular baseball is, Now, you talk about the attendance. We all know about the attendance. The attendance can be spewed like the damn economy, It all depends what you're reading. But attending a Major League Baseball or minor league game at a young age is still a significant and impressionable way to develop as a lifelong fan. Now, Major League Baseball has more attendees in the 12 to 17 age group than any other professional sport. And I find that awesome. I'd have to agree with that from my perspective as being a kid. I begged my dad to go to what is rare now, a scheduled doubleheader on a Saturday afternoon. Oh my God, around 12 o'clock, I would bug my dad all week long. All week I would bug him. Dad, can we go? Can we go? Can we go? Nothing was better than hearing yes. And I could invite a friend too. That was awesome. Now, as digital tickets become more common, usage through the MLB Ballpark app has increased from 18% in 2019 to 54% in 2022. That's a massive difference for anything. I don't give a shit what we're talking about. You're talking about 18 to 54%? Wow. That's incredible, right? That's primary. It has a few things going on here. They don't really talk about this too much, but we were forced to do that. You can't really get tickets at the box office anymore in some places. For instance, the Braves, you have to have a ticket before the game starts practically, There's no cash in stadiums anymore. There's no spending. Everything is digital. So it was kind of pushed on us. The data collection methods, they've improved. For instance, the Atlanta Braves here use Data Warehouse. It's a project that it revealed an interesting trend since the team moved to Truist Park in 2017. The average age of attendees at a Braves home game has decreased by 10% during this time. Now, the Braves have worked diligently and very hard to create a family-friendly environment around the ballpark. And that's called the Battery. We have everything around the ballpark, from restaurants to places to watch entertainment, get adult beverages, do things as a family, shop, even hotels, everything, right? Now also, the Cleveland Guardians, they observed a decline in average attendance age, and by doing their surveys, they saw that it dropped from age 50-ish in 2017 to 42 today. And that shift is probably most related to modifications that they've made at Progressive Field. Now, for instance, the team unveiled renovated kids' clubhouse play area that appeals to family. Additionally, the Guardians transformed a standing right field seating area, and now it's a 2-story bar called The Corner, featuring drink rails and open space. The team also runs drink and ticket specials aimed at college age and millennial fans. Great addition. And I find this awesome in creating a change for the fan. Across the whole league, teams are developing new and creative strategies to attract the younger audience. Which, come on, we all know that everybody has an attention span now. You either need to have something right away, or you lose patience with something, So, example, the Padres have created Party in the Park. And that's held before Friday home games at Petco Park. And even the Twins' recent gaming dugout, which they created of an incredible video game lounge. And they host tournaments prior to home games in August. That's phenomenal. I love that idea. Now, according to the Sports Business Journal, the Red Sox even have increased their digital advertisements from 85 to nearly 300 from last season, with the majority targeting a younger demographic. As a result, single-game ticket sales have rose from 8,000 per game in 2019 to 13,000 from last year. All great additions, right? But I tell you, have you heard of the player interaction program, the Player Social Program? Now, that was established in Major League Baseball in 2019 to assist players in creating content for their personal social media accounts. This is why I've said in the past, you don't need a friggin' agent anymore. You need a social media team. You need to brand yourself as a player and create a social media platform that you can get growth and attraction from. And that's what Major League Baseball agrees with too, because they're doing it for the player. Now, at first, I wasn't sure of this, but anything that eventually connects the fan more to the players and sport is a good thing. Now, MLB utilizes an app called Greenfly, and that was developed by former All-Star Sean Green. And it shares photos, videos, custom graphics. Players can access this content on the app and post it to their accounts across various platforms. And it's great. It's like it's already set up for them. They can also make requests for additional content if they want. Now, currently, more than 1,800 players. 1,800 players. That's more than what it's on Major League Baseball rosters, because it includes both major leaguers and prospects. A lot of who are part of MLB's pipeline or top 100 prospects. They're enrolled in the Player Social Program. So from opening day to the All-Star break in, let's just say 2022, for instance, player downloads of custom content increased by over 44% compared to the previous year. So it's getting a hit. It's getting more popular. And it's, like I said, it's a great way to know the players. Now, players visit the MLB offices in Midtown Manhattan, and, they also contribute to content generation and the social media follower growth. And it's a lot of cool players, players such as Nestor Cortez, now Milwaukee Brewers, and Jose Trevino, now the Cincinnati Reds. You got Jorge Soler, Randy Alcantara from the Marlins. These guys are really into this, and it's interesting to see. It's interesting to see the growth. It's really cool. So it makes you wonder, right? So the future of MLB, as far as a fan perspective, we've all talked about this, the recent rule changes, from 2023 for the pitch timer, limits on defensive shifts. They're all viewed as fan-friendly initiatives. And there's no doubt about that. Now, Major League Baseball is also focused on personalizing how it engages with fans. Baseball's extensive schedule of games sets it apart from other major professional sports. And it definitely shows a deeper understanding of fan interactions. However, some things have changed, and Major League Baseball, along with its clubs, they're trying to make effort to enhance the fan experience. Whether it's through traditional in-person attendance, television viewing, streaming options, interactions via apps and platforms, there's a lot of different things. I find it all very interesting. Oh, one other thing. I got to say this. I had to say something about this. What the fuck? What are we talking about in torpedo bats? I'm hearing so much shit about this. It's like, is it a slow news week? Because what the fuck? Why is this everywhere? Torpedo bats. Are they legal? Are they not legal? The Yankees are cheating. This is unfair. You're killing me. Seriously. This whole topic has been created by a media that knows jack shit about the game. I'll only say this. Baseball and its players have messed around with bats for years, trying to create that perfect bat. The early years had baseball players swinging fucking Fred Flintstone-like lumber. And the main premise with this style bat was to create a bigger sweet zone closer to your hands than was the commonly used thin-handled bats. That's it. I'm sorry. There's nothing more to it. There's nothing less to it. It is what it is. Yes, it's legal. No, the Yankees found bad pitching in Milwaukee instead of a magical bat. I'm sorry to bust your bubble. But it's been so silly hearing these explanations. I gotta say, it's just a damn bat. Now, all this knowledge that we've talked about is totally interesting. Baseball as high-tech and all the ways that, they're building their fans. Who would have thought? So next time you have a catch and you're out there wondering how many people are doing the exact same friggin' thing this particular moment, just smile. So thank you for joining us on the 12th episode of Season 2 of Mo's World, the Baseball Podcast. Our regularly scheduled new episodes is every Friday, with each episode lasting approximately 20 minutes. We appreciate your support, and we encourage you to share the podcast with your friends. Our next episode will be released on Friday, April 18th, as we look forward to seeing you then. In the meantime, ask yourself, whose world is it? It's Mo's World.